Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry 4. Last time, we picked up a new devil arm called Lucifer. This is a really cool weapon, but it's also a really tricky one to use. So it's a melee weapon, but what's unique about it is that it spawns all of these darts around you. You can configure them in all sorts of different ways, and they detonate. And it's also got 5 different default combos, all with different timings. Adds a little bit to the trickiness of using it. They all generate darts in different ways. And patterns at that. You can detonate the darts manually by doing down and triangle. They also will detonate on their own once you spawn more than 15. And like I said, there are a bunch of different ways to configure them as well. Like with Swordmaster, I'll show you. You can launch them, but then you hold the style button, and they come back to Dante. And as long as you're holding the style button down, they will stay floating around you in that configuration. This first fight on the pier is going to provide a little chance to really experiment with this and show off some of its very many uses. Fun to juggle with. And get him over there and just go to town. Use this as like a little playground for Lucifer. Especially with Swordmaster is where this thing shines. So, I mentioned before, you can use Swordmaster to call the darts back around you. You can also use it to detonate them once they get back to you. Like, you can manually detonate them that way. So, it can almost act as like Vergil summon swords, kinda. You can use it to stick all of the darts or the roses in one enemy that you're targeting. It's very flexible. It's very, very flexible. But it's not the easiest weapon to master. And then you get all like the flamenco innuendo-laden stuff in the cutscene. And the moveset keeps that motif going because all the moves are named after... they're named like Bondage and Ecstasy and Climax and shit like that. Now, this next part, I'm not sure how much of this is apocryphal. It's stuff that I've heard over the years, but I think what the original plan was supposedly Nero's campaign was going to be intact as it is right now in the final game. Oh, yeah, I'm so glad that works. I wanted to try that last mission, because I didn't actually know if the bowgun of Pandora had the same properties as, like, a charged bullet. It totally does, though. Oh, I'm glad. But, like, missions 1 through... 11. Plus 19 and 20. Those were all intact as they are now. Those are all Nero's missions. Dante was not intended to backtrack through Nero's half of the campaign, like you do in the final game. From what I gather, what they actually wanted to have you do was to take Dante and traverse the demon world, or some, like, otherwise unique locales, while also fighting his own bosses designed for his half of the campaign, like unique boss fights for him. And cut content is not anything new to games. Sometimes ideas just have to be scrapped. Oh shit, this alleyway fight is really, really intense. And there's a lot of opportunity to just get caught. It's hard to get this thought through. At least this isn't a Faust. They start you off with 2 Mephistopheles. I think Faust might spawn in. But, yeah. You know, there's budget constraints, there are time constraints, there's not being able to optimize things for the engine you're working within, there's scopes being too wide and having to be pared back or cut altogether. Sometimes you implement something and playtest it, and it turns out that this thing that sounded good on paper isn't panning out. It might not be fun, you might not be able to find a good way to balance it. So, things have to be cut all the time. It's not like this is rare in game development. This is super, super common, actually. but, like, it's not really known why such a large land swath was just excised from the final game. My guess is that the budget may have ballooned more than they were expecting it to because of the generational leap going from one generation of hardware to the next between DMC3 and 4. That's what I personally suspect. I do know that they had a pretty rough development cycle with 4. Because as I recall, nobody had any experience working with the new hardware. And it was a difficult adjustment. The PS3 and the 360 had come out like 2 years before DMC4 released, if I remember correctly. So DMC4 was probably in development just as the generation was starting. Most devs would have probably had their dev kits about a year, maybe a year and a half prior, if not a little bit more. But they just didn't have anybody with the experience with this hardware that they were shifting to. Plus, they built a new engine, PC-based engine for Devil May Cry 4. So they had a lot of, like, growing pains with developing this. So I think that just contributes to my suspicion that they just underestimated the budget kind of growing to meet the demands of developing for new hardware. The shame of it is some of what got thrown away was really cool. Like, I remember they were gonna use Gilgamesh, Lucifer, and Pandora as bosses, as demons you would fight to get those devil arms. Holy shit. Getting stomped a little bit by these dudes. Oh no, I shouldn't have ended that prematurely. I didn't realize all of them were gonna get caught. Oh, that could have been big. We're gonna build up a little bit more of that disaster gauge, because we're gonna have a pretty interesting use for argument after this fight is done. This is a really hectic fight. I love this mission, by the way. There are just a bunch of really good fights in it. Just crazy enemy compositions all over the place that tend to be pretty tough and pretty hectic. Oh, I think I got both of them in the... Oh, yeah. Got both of them in the corner. So it's a shame that stuff had to be cut. I believe there's some concept art that exists for those bosses for Gilgamesh and Lucifer. I'm not sure if anything materialized in that art book in the way of, like, stuff for Pandora. Oh, that sucks about Dance Macabre. Dance Macabre can't change surfaces. So if you're on top of a car or something, and you're doing it, you can't move forward off of the car. Like, you can't fall down while you're doing it. It's a shame. Yeah, light them up. That's the move where you Swordmaster to recall and immediately detonate all of the darts. Man, I really like the lighting in this stage. You don't get to go down to the ground floor when you come through here as Nero. There's a lot of really nice detail put into the city streets. We're going to use the awning over here to get up to the balcony that has a blue orb fragment that should be 4 out of 4 for another one. We just need a little boost from Trickster to make the extra height. Weren't quite clearing it with a regular double jump. I didn't want burn trigger just to get a triple jump. So we're going to come through the central gate over here. This will lead us back to the plaza with the fountain. Actually, no, it's this area. It's the Opera House Plaza right before it. And you smash one of the trash cans, and what is revealed is a secret mission that looks just like the laser hallway we did as Nero when we had the Chronos key. In fact, it's the exact same one with different... Oh shit. I'm gonna pretend I didn't forget that I had Trickster active and immediately Trickster dash forward. Yeah, these are much faster. There are different patterns. And note that we did not pick the Chronos key up, so we can't use that to slow time down. We're gonna use some bullshit trickery to surpass this laser grid, though. So the larger your disaster gauge is, the longer you can stay in the air with Argument with Pandora. So you can use that to literally just fly over the laser grid like you're playing fucking Super Mario World. That's a really fun one. It's also tough as nails to do without that trick. Which is why we spent a little bit of time building the gauge up beforehand. So we would have just enough to make it across. I didn't know they could do that! I think that's the first time I've ever seen that attack. Holy shit, I love learning new things about this game. That's gonna leave us with probably not enough time to kill this little insect. Ah, well. Well, the shotgun blast followed up to do it. Oh yeah, never let him touch the ground. Go, go, yeah. We played hot potato with him. Now we move on to the next hard part of this fountain fight, which is 2 Alto Angelos at once. This is so much more difficult than it sounds. Because they are fast, they're very aggressive. Shit. And they don't give you much room to breathe. They don't give you a lot of room to punish the other. So you just have to take stray hits where you can get them. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That helps, because it pierces straight through. Straight through the heart. Let's bring him down to the... Oh, I guess not. Now let's bring him down to the ground. Ooh, that other Alto is alive. He just had his shield broken. We could do a nice final Atomic Buster if we were playing as Nero right now. Brother Nero! The Alto Angelo will be deleted! Oh my god. Hey, some nice jump canceling. I don't know if I ever brought that up in the LP. Like, I've done it a bunch, but yeah, in case you didn't know, you can still jump cancel just like you could in, wow, I think everything except DMC2 had some form of jump canceling that was possible. There was a lot of really good shotgun jump canceling you could do in Devil May Cry 1, just like this. Mess up a little bit, but he is preparing something nasty. Oh, he's gonna do the summon sword needle thing. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's what Trickster's for. I love this fight so much. All the different phases of it. Oh, we actually reflected one of them back. Very cool. And there's just a lot of, like, the aesthetic of this stage is really nice. The busted fountain, the water going everywhere, and the shadows of all of the gladiuses overhead, and the view of the headquarters demon summoning statue in the background as well, and the lighting. Oh, it's so beautiful. I really like this stage a lot. This whole mission's great. It's got a lot of really good fights in it.
It was my assumption that those demons would prove far inferior in the face of your tactics.
You summon and kill. Summon and kill. I fail to see the logic here. Yes, said it. The price to pay for power?
They are but stubborn and foolish. It takes a journey to hell for them to accept and praise their god. A fact that tickles Irony's judgment.
And your judgments interest me not. For I am here to reclaim what is rightfully mine.
That is what you think. And that is why I wait in your power!
You will fumble the proposition of my quest. Though I encourage for an opportunity to battle a being of such grand delusion as you is a sweet fortune.
You know, are you gonna start off with... Oh, you're starting off with basilisks. This attack really reminds me of the Cerberus air attack swing from DMC3. Like, it's the same motion, except this generates a bunch of the explosive darts. Very handy. 4 at a time, plus you can kind of spam it. I'm saying, I get the point of that cutscene, like, I get the intentional cheese and hamminess of it. I still think that is an awful, genuinely dumpster fire tier cutscene. So in the span of 2 missions, we've had the best cutscene in the series, and a really awful one. Maybe the worst in the game. And again, yeah, I get the point, I get it. But it is just not done well. It is not, man. Oh well, can't nail them 100% of the time. Yep. I got greedy with that last hit. I was gonna maybe try to launch him, because he got stunned, and we're only get one, yeah, like 1 or 2 extra hits. Before he goes back to his regular pattern. I definitely went way too ham and way too brain dead on him when I fought him as Nero. Because I'm noticing that, like, this isn't an interesting fight, but oh yeah, we have to break that with Devil Trigger. But like I said before, the worst thing that I can accuse this fight of is just being a little bit bland and inoffensive at worst. Oh, I thought you were getting ready to do your big charge up. Get that off. Ah, I shouldn't have gone for the second shot. He still hasn't tried to do his charge up, and he might be doing it now. Oh, he's not gonna get a chance. Nah, not with all the darts. Oh, it's time for this. Just get away. That doesn't spawn them as... Nope, that does, though, when he brings them out of the portal. So we dealt with the basilisks. Cutlasses are way too annoying to deal with as Dante, especially when you're in the middle of the Agnes fight. So I'm just gonna deal with Agnes instead of dealing with any of the stupid cutlasses that may or may not be street sharking their way around. Should be pretty... Yep, there it is. I was just about to say. Should be pretty close to a stun state. If I really wanted to, I probably could have ended that with a distorted real impact, but I'm just having a good time playing around with some of our new weapons. Forgot he threw those at the end. Oh. Still, I want to play with our new toys. Oh, there it is. I feel like he has not been using this as often as he normally does. You just have to hit him a couple times to knock him out of that. You get some fireball patterns. Whoop. Oh, you're getting another one of these off. Is that 4? He's doing that way more often than I'm used to him doing it. Hello? So we definitely have to end this with an argument, right? Oh, that didn't do enough. Just barely. Oh, I have a better idea. We'll end this with some flamenco style. Dude, I love this mid-air attack with it. And then they'll all go off at once. Bring this to a close. Ah, yeah.
How can there be such a difference between us?
You surrendered your humanity. It's that simple.
But you are not human. So why am I inferior?
You assume humans are weak. Okay, yeah, their bodies lack the physical ability of a demon. But humans possess something that demons don't.
What? What is it the demons lack? Please, for the sake of my research, please tell me. No. No.
If you're gonna continue your research in the next world.
No.
Do your homework first. And the rest is silence.
I love that bloodless shot to the head. Right between the eyes. And that is going to do it for now. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.